Everybody, welcome to the study session. I'd like to call the meeting to order and have a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson.
Present.
Hurt.
Here.
Tweet.
Here.
Swanson.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
Here. Thank you. Public comment. Before we start, Jerry, anybody here for public comment? Seeing none, we will move on. And Mr. Jones, it's up to you.
Thank you. Well, as you can tell by the first slide, we're here to give you an update on the work that's being done with West End Revitalization. And while we do have on there year number one, we're not quite there at year number one as we did the plan reveal back in March 22nd of last year and began implementation last year in April. We do want to share with you some of the things we've been doing to lay down that solid foundation so this work is going to be sustainable. But also we want to share with you some of the concrete actions we've taken with the plan thus far. As you know, I'm partially involved with this as the director, and along with Rebecca, we have been engaged in a part-time position, if you will. But we do have two full-time people who have been engaged and involved and immersed in this work who will be providing this presentation for you tonight. And so, without any further delay, I'd like to bring to you Mr. Thurgood Brooks and Mr. Avery Pearl to give you an update on West End Revitalization.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, to start with the presentation, we're going to be talking about the 5 key impact areas, just giving a brief overview of them. Economic vitality being the supporting, growing, and attracting businesses and entrepreneurs to the West End. Personal assets and income is increasing wealth, decreasing poverty for West End residents. Housing and land, creating safe, stable housing in neighborhoods that are supportive of upward mobility for residents. Infrastructure and visual appeal, having a community that's both functional and beautiful. And then last but not least, civic capital, enhancing relationships, networks, and skills that communities use to make decisions and solve problems. So how we've been communicating with the community and other major stakeholders. We've been having meetings with numerous community members individually, community-based organizations, government officials, school district officials, and many more. We've done presentations to organizations like the Quad City Health Initiative, Augustana faculty, the Moline Regional Community Foundation, many more organizations. We've had great media coverage from most of the news outlets in the Quad Cities. We've done West End Revitalization yard signs for major supporters with QR codes that lead them to the website. And then the website has all the major documents for the West End Revitalization, the 3-year plan, the assessment, the final report, updates on where we are each quarter. All that information can be found on the website itself. Another thing we've been doing this year is building key relationships for the work. Organizations like Augustana College, Black Hawk College, the Rock Island Housing Authority, Clean River Advisory Council, the Rock Island Milan School District, Project Now, Mid-American, Central Credit Union, Prairie Rivers Network, city departments, and many more. And with that, I will pass it off to Thurgood to talk about some of the pilots we've been doing.
All right. Sorry, I'm the attire I have. Hey, I left 6th grade girls practice. They got mad I left early. I told them I'll be back. It's all good. So I apologize about that. But yes, as Avery mentioned, one of the best things I think we did last year where we partnered with Mid-American. We also partnered with Monastery in Southwest Rock Island, Sister Benedict. Right. We also partnered with the parks behind a really unique pilot program. Mid-American helped us with reaching 30 homes in the West End Rock Island, 10 businesses, 3 multi-family homes in the West End to where we were able to get energy efficiency upgrades into their homes. The process is still going through, and what's really cool about this program is Mid-American is paying 90% of the cost, and as Avery mentioned, we were able to get in front of Moline Community Foundation and secure the rest of the funds for 10%, so that way those folks, those businesses, and those homeowners don't have to pay the cost at all. And so they're getting new water heaters, potentially HVAC systems, lighting, the whole kit and caboodle that hopefully will not only be better for their home, but also for their pocketbook, right, and bring those bills down a little bit. With that, we also planted 56 trees throughout Rock Island and the West End, including, like I mentioned before, the parks. And it was great working with Mr. Grip and the Public Works behind not only just putting trees somewhere, but looking at data, where inequities are, where trees fell down or knocked down, and where we can place trees at to make them fit, not only for the space, but for the community, right? I click here. Scroll, okay, like a PowerPoint, right? Okay.
And a lot of the tree planting initiative originated from our partnership with Prairie Rivers Network, Clean River Advisory Council, and St. Mary's Monastery. St. Mary's Monastery is celebrating their 100th year celebration. They wanted to plant 100 trees within Rock Island. Weren't sure how, seeing what we were doing, were able to connect, and it just blossomed into something that was a collective impact project.
And we will be planting more trees, because you notice he said 150, that's 56. Look forward to April. Maybe y'all can help us plant some trees. That'd be good. Awesome. And so another thing that is really, really neat, we are weekly in the schools meeting with Rock Island High School and Thurgood Marshall Learning Center. This has quickly become, if I speak for Avery, our favorite thing to do. We get to end our Fridays at Thurgood Marshall, work with some kids who, just to be honest, a lot of folks, they feel, forgot about, in some ways thrown away. And seeing their faces when we come in and seeing them critically think, really buy into how we can rebrand the West End together, is not only motivating, inspiration, brings inspiration to me, but also brings true hope, because they have true hope. And that's really critical behind any revitalization effort. In fact, I think one parent told a teacher that their child comes to school now because of our involvement and their belief that it can make a difference. And so it's really, really cool. Upcoming pilots we have. We've been meeting and discussing for just about that whole, well, longer than a year actually, before the release of the plan with Central Credit Union behind ways we can work together in the West End and in the greater Rock Island area. And so coming up very, very soon, actually in March, I got the phone call today, it'll be in March, April, not February. We will start our pilot program where we will have 20 people from the West End working in a 9-week program with Essentra behind their credit, bills management, how to buy a home, car, all the sort. And we will also be able to incentivize this cohort at the end. So we're looking forward to that. And then we also were able to get a grant of $50,000 total to do participatory budgeting. And so we will be working with our consulting agency that we were working with all this time, Enterprise, to help us flesh out exactly how to do this. And we're bringing someone in now also to help us work with the community to do a true participatory budgeting process. And as you can see, $40,000 has been allotted to the West End community as a whole, and then we also allotted the $10,000 to our youth because simply we can't tell them we trust and we want to invest in them and not do that, right? And so we're working with them. They'll be able to learn how to go through that process as well, so that way they can do something great for their community and feel good about it. And we plan to launch both of these early this year. Now we're bringing back Avery.
So when it comes to strengthening the backbone, which is the King Center, one of the things that we've been doing is we plan on hiring a third Western Revitalization coordinator to handle some of the upcoming projects that we have to really nurture those relationships and bring out the best of the community. We plan to hire an additional resource development staff member. We had one come on last fall. They transitioned out, so we're looking for another one. And then doing internal capacity building, connecting to experts. And that's things like working with the consultants that we've been working with this whole time, connecting with other community revitalization organizations around the country, working with TAs, and just different support staff that are there for community revitalization efforts. Total revenues for 2024 were $194,000. For 2025, confirmed revenue currently, we're at $195,000. And then we have a pending grant from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, coming up in the future. And the next slide, I'll be getting more into that. So the EPA Community Change Grant, we submitted it November 21st for $20 million. And we're really excited about what this can do for the West End community. So the key components of this work is a workforce development program that creates a multi-use facility housed in the West End to address different issues through a service corps. The service corps will address things like nature-based solution, home weatherization, energy efficiency, things that are really of need in the community that can be addressed by a service corps of this size. It's going to be done through partnerships with organizations like Youth Build, American Job Center, and more. Our primary partner is Augustana College's Upper Mississippi Center, and other partners include, like I said, American Jobs, Youth Build, Project Now, Black Hawk College, the QC Chamber, additionally city departments, and we really hope that this project can be one thing for upward mobility for residents, but then another thing, it can be a way to beautify and enhance the community's infrastructure. Pass off the third.
All right, so as we look to reflect here, what we're looking to do is find assets where people see deficits. The youth, as we mentioned, are critical to what we're looking to do. That's why we're investing our time in there to build that wealth and knowledge so that they can provide some action behind what they would like to see. Mental health appears differently in impoverished areas, right? It just does. And that's something that we are continuing to learn, and how we attack that. We need to be creative, but also look at why they're different and how we can address that. Because we can only move at the pace of trust, right? And that's the biggest thing we've been working on, is the pace of trust, because at the end of the day, our trust is all we have, especially in the community that we're working with and understanding how we got here. Availability is not the same as accessibility. That's why trust is essential for accessibility. Mid-American actually quoted and said that without us, the work that we were able to do together would not be able to be done. Because of the trust we have in the community, we were able to go knock on doors. We were able to talk to folks and actually show them, hey, this isn't just some scam that's coming by to rip some money off of you. They really are trying to do the right thing, and they're buying into the idea of community. This work is messy, and that's okay. I actually enjoy it that way, right? So long we keep our eyes on the North Star, there's nothing that can knock us off our track. And we really, really believe that every day we come in. Because it's not what we do, it truly is how we do it. Actually, if you ask my sixth grade girl, I tell them that all the time. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And so next steps, we're going to launch that Essential Pilot program that we talked about in early March. That participatory budgeting process that we mentioned, $50,000, $40,000 for the community, $10,000 for the high school clubs. Implement our communications plan, which Avery is working extremely hard on. Continue to research with Augustana as we look to establish that SSA, which is our original plan. We're going to form a visioning committee to help us complete that CDC, that Community Development Corporation, that is also in that plan laid out in last March. And writing grants to better understand health and mental health and the needs that lay there in the West End is something that we are moving forward with. So with that, I'll bring Avery back up, and we can do our best to answer any questions or have a discussion that is appropriate.
And that Mid-American pilot, is there a time frame for completion on that?
The time frame is once all the reports come in. There's a handful out there still, and as those roll in, we'll work with our finance team and get it all completed up.
Okay, I was just kind of curious on how many water heaters and HVAC systems actually get put in. So on those trees, were they all in the city, on city property, or were some of them on private property?
So the tree planting initiative, the majority of them were on city property. We had one residential location, but in that we realized that there's a huge need for tree removal in the conversation of tree planting. A lot of residents, we told them we had trees for free and to be able to sign up, and they're like, we need the trees cut down. I have a tree falling onto my house right now, things need to get, and so in us providing that service, we found there was another issue attached to the tree equity conversation, and so the plan really has been to do it publicly, locally, with city property first, show community the benefits of having trees, and teach them through planting, through educational opportunities, and then come this next spring, provide the residential planting opportunities to really get into residential spaces once residents understand the importance of tree equity.
Do you think you'll be able to help them with the tree removal that they need?
With organizations like the Clean River Advisory Council, that's been really what we've been pushing them to be able to provide funding for. And so we're optimistic that there will be funding to support tree removal in the future.
Thanks.
Yep.
I have a quick question. When do you anticipate the Central Credit Union pilot starting?
Excuse me. As of now, March 10th. That's a Monday, correct? If not, don't quote me. I'm sorry.
For the home efficiency project, is that a Mid-American project that you guys are basically just identifying residents to participate in, or is that a program that the West End Revitalization is running yourself?
Great question. So, one of the presentations we were at last year at the poverty conference, Project Now, we were approached by Mid-American because they were doing something of the sort due to their own plans. And so they identified a potential to work with us due to the area we work in. They feel it was a really good match due to the data. And so therefore we met a few times and identified a plan or a pilot program that fit our needs based off of what they were trying to do. And that's where we were able to land on this pilot program.
So like the contractors that are hired to do the HVAC work, for example, is that Mid-American handling all of that? Right.
They have communicated with the contractors, but it's like Crawford and Brady and things of those sorts. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions?
No question. Of course, I love the work.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I just love the work thus far. I love the presentation, and I'm just really excited for what's to come for those next phases. I'm really excited about the youth because I know that's a huge factor. The youth are usually left out in these decision-making type of endeavors, but to see them engage, it gets them that ability to grow and to do more things like this, because we're definitely missing that in this arena at this moment. So kudos for what you guys are doing. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
All right. If there's no further comments, questions, thank you very much. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. With that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.